Congratulations, you have passed the theory quiz. You may now enter the training queue or attempt to join any session.
Till it's cool, just cool, into the mouth. Nice.
Yo, Leon! We have some new studios to deal with now.
Alright, here we go again.
Hello everyone, welcome to this new video today regarding dispatcher trainings. I am glad to welcome you to this session today along with my dear co-host, Leon.
That is right. Today, Rorow and I are going to teach you how to succeed in one of our TS trainings. We were sadly not able to record much stuff in the training servers, as the beta version is currently locked even for supervisors.
In fact, in this video we will be looking at every single way you guys would fail.
Well, they all be like...
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
You serious?
Alright, let's pass on to the first offense. Before we start, let's talk about how is this video gonna go down. For reference, please use the chapters into the video description. We will start off with the most common of offenses of how to fail one of our dispatcher trainings. Then we will follow it with the less obvious ones, but they still happen from time to time. And finally, we will talk about the ones that just never happened, but they're still there because why not? And to top it all off, myself and Leon recorded at the end a full, actually perfect assessment of just how to pass our training. However, if you want to fully understand the role of the dispatcher, make sure to watch the video fully. And lastly, in addition to the outros and the recording bloopers, this video has already been recorded and made before, but that was before the platform managers, the managers that are responsible of the whole dispatching department, reviewed it, and so they had to make a bit of changes, and so we will have a new section of a few fragments of this video that has been made but did not come out. Okay, enjoy the video now.
Okay, so let's start from the first dispatching as well as, the most common offense among dispatchers. It's dispatching on red or a danger signal. So usually people know this offense as dispatching on a red signal, but fun fact, maybe if you guys don't know, there are other four interpretations of dispatching trains on a danger signal, in which the first is dispatching when the off indicator is unread. The second is dispatching when the banner repeater shows a horizontal sign instead of a diagonal one. The third is when the semaphore signals arms are both on a horizontal position. And the fourth is dispatching when the tram signals show a horizontal line instead of a vertical line. So in summary, if the signal present is not a normal signal as usual, then look at the arms of the signs. If it's completely horizontal, it's danger. So to avoid dispatching on a danger signal, whenever you guys are dispatching any trains, always check for any available resources of signal indicators. This doesn't have to be the signals itself, but it can also be other indicators, notably the off indicator and the banner repeater. And as I said last time, there will be the signs if it's at danger. For the off indicator, it will be unread if the signal is at danger. For the banner repeater, it would show a horizontal sign instead of a diagonal one if it's at danger. And mostly, I mentioned it previously already, what the signal would like if it's at danger. So next time you dispatch, careful on the signals and also the indicators. Keep in mind, however, that this offense does not apply when dispatching over short trains, as the signal on the platform would be at danger due to the overshot train passing it, but the signal for the driver would still be safe to dispatch in front of it. So next time you encounter overshoot trains, just dispatch it normally as like you dispatch a train in a safe signal.
How? Hold on, bro. How?
Damn. That was actually quite nerdy, Leon. Time to pass on to an offense that is actually as common as dispatching on red aspect. It's just when you forget to just enable train ready to start.
Bruh.
In order to correctly dispatch at most stations, you will find actually a TRTS box located somewhere in the station on platforms, don't worry about it. For the first TRTS box of the training service, it is located at Ellesmere Pond around the middle of the platform. The second is, again, at the middle of the platform, just located at Halton Rake, no matter what line. A, B, C, D, E. Never mind. Line E is useless. Because these lines are just copy pasted. A, B, C, D, E. Here are the steps that you need to follow in order to correctly enable a TRTS box. Please note that you need to press A on an AZERTY keyboard and press Q on a QWERTY keyboard. As soon as you spawn in, go to its location, press A or Q to open the box. You can only start the process once the train has opened its doors. After the TRTS box has opened, you may press A or Q again for a few seconds in order to enable TRTS. Once this process is actually fully done, you may just get back in position according to the train and the appearance of a guard or not. Most of the time that you fail for not enabling the TRTS box, you will also be failed for not able to just dispatch the train in the time that we give you. This is due to the fact that in order to whistle, TRTS must be activated. In public servers, when you have no TRTS box, TRTS is automatically activated once the train is done loading passengers. But, however, in our trainings, TRTS box are just always there. And with it comes a set amount of time that we give each of the trainees to just dispatch our trains. And they will still have time to do a dozen backflips, but they need to dispatch a train, you know? So if you took too long for just not being efficient enough, a skill that is actually required to have in public service, you will be failed for this exact reason.
And I've decided that I want to die.
Okay, we have another offense now after time, which is moving during the dispatching animation. So I'll explain later that this offense is actually misunderstood a lot by dispatchers. So during the whole dispatching process, which starts from the closed doors register, all dispatchers must stay still and not make any movements during the dispatching animation and process. Moving during any part of the animation itself is an offense, so make sure you always stay still. Now, this is the part where people misunderstood a lot about moving here. Moving in this offense only means moving in the dispatching animation only. So if you move but not during the dispatching animation, maybe in the middle of the close to register and the final dispatch, that is okay and is not an offense. Also, Either Roblox animations during the dispatching animation doesn't count as well, so don't worry, as it's not an intentional move by the user itself.
Hi.
Okay.
Before that, PLS let me do a welcoming presentation to my store in the most POG station Berrily, Leon's dealership. Here, you can buy anything you want, like a car, train, plane, truck, L, equipments, even a class 357 if you'd like lol. We have a lot of high quality equipments here, designed for the wellness of your transportation. Our materials are self-made, but are also imported from fancy manufacturers which are from Italy and France. You'll have lots of fun here, I promise, and also we currently have a 67% discount to all of our sellings here. Come now before it's too late. My store is located at Berrily, beside the platform a tram track, between Ocho Sunglasses and Jens Megamal. But ignore those two shops, come to mine instead. Come now www to get your Sigma 357. 067.
Sometimes may be good, sometimes may be
Let's now talk about how to correctly position yourself. Starting off, as Leon stated, without a guard. You should stand from the very back to the middle of the unit, looking towards the driver at the front of the train. One of your duties as a dispatcher is to make sure that your baton is visible to all of the drivers, and we prefer when you stand on the yellow line, or at the very least, imagine it when it's not there. Now, concerning how you should face the train, we can allow you to not be perfectly aligned with the yellow line. Of course, you can do also a few 360s if you wish, as long as during the position of the dispatching animation, you are within the rules of correctly showing your baton. Here is an example of how you do it without a guard, followed by an example of how you do it with a guard.
The 10th move of the game, and just absolute pandemonium. The eval bar fighting more than relatives at a Thanksgiving dinner with opposing political views.
Time for a minor but yet an impactful offense, which is not standing on the correct platform or not standing on the platform for the entirety of the time throughout the dispatching process. So this offense has two interpretations, which are: first, leaving the platform after dispatching before the train has fully left, or dispatching from the incorrect platform. If you are an impatient guy or existence, then you might leave the platform after dispatching before the train has fully left, which you shouldn't do. If you do so, then be ready to be haunted for the first one. If you are not careful enough to check the train location, then the second one is indeed coming to you, as you might dispatch on the wrong platform. Okay. So, to avoid this offense, after you have dispatched a train, be patient. Yes, patient. To wait for the train to fully leave the platform. And after that, you may dispatch other trains. Be careful too of the location of the train you're going to dispatch, as you don't want to end up in a strange room of the wrong platform. Keep in mind that for the first interpretation of this offense, which is leaving the platform before the train has fully left, this offense does not apply when having to leave the platform when the train hasn't fully left yet due to reasonable reasons. Maybe trolling, AFK, or lucky driver. In instances where there are other trains waiting to be dispatched, and the train just dispatch is taking so long to dispatch, you may just go to the other trains. Also, keep in mind too that for the second interpretation of this offense, which is standing on the wrong platform, this offense does not apply when having to stand on the adjacent side of the platform due to the original platform being a curve or super curved one like High Street. You may do so if you wish to clear your visibility to the driver only if the platform is, curved.
Oh, here we go again.
Okay, so I hope no one gets failed for this in trainings, as it would be hella so shameful to fail for this, which is not listening to the supervisor or above instructions. So basically, this offense has the most, an extremely simple interpretation as well as tips on how to avoid it. If you're not listening to a supervisor plus, no matter in training surface or anywhere, you'll be failed for this. To avoid this offense, it's so simple. Just listen to the supervisor's plus instructions and don't go anywhere beyond that or do something which goes against the rules or the instructions. The most common examples is when you spawn as a passenger at the station, you are supposed to dispatch.
Emotional damage!
Yes, that can happen.
What the fuck?
Let's now talk about other offenses that can just be made in the dispatching role that usually never happen in one of our trainings, but you never know. Being in the role with no attention to just simply do the job, the dispatcher role is the only role when as soon as you spawn in, you are on duty. This puts a high responsibility on your shoulders and should absolutely not be messed with. Dispatching trains in the wrong orders, priorities. Priorities will never happen in trainings, but this knowledge is a must for the dispatcher quiz and for the two other roles right after the dispatcher role. Out of station, riding trains and grunty climbing are things you are strictly not allowed to do only actually as a dispatcher, as once again you are on duty just simply 24/7. And lastly, trespassing, train surfing, or simply really any kind of trolling are strictly forbidden and will result most likely in immediate actions.
Whaley has landed several of those inside low kicks.
looking at Horton Rake and Greenslade. This train is formed of 4 coaches.
This is Ellesmere Pond. This train is for Greenslade. The next station is Horton Rake.
Boom, bam, bop, bada bop, boom, pow.
It is what it is. It is what it is.
Thank you everyone for watching until the end.
Yeah, that was a lot of information to process, but we truly hope that this will help you all in succeeding in our trainings.
Feel free to ask us some questions in DMs or in comments.
Well, here, we are kind of crazy sometimes dealing with tickets, and DMs are way easier to manage fully.
If you want us to cover more thingies related to trainings or whatever, feel free to let us know.
That, ladies and gents, means that rorow is a lazy boy.
Really, bro is gonna become Danny 2.0 for real, man.
Alright, can you please stop yapping?
Damn. Alright, sure. I mean, what else is there more to say?
Nah, nothing. End the video now with something random.
Sure. Peace out, everyone.
Peace out, everyone.
For the next recording, you will not hear my voice because OBS is wonderful. But you can try to guess how it felt.
Yeah, I will. Oh, might overshoot a little here, but it's fine. Oh, should I open doors?
There's a no gravity zone, you know.
Shakesy, get out.
This is Ellesmere Pond. This train is for Greenslade. The next station is Horton Rake.
And I can change the signal? Oh, okay.
My disappointment is immeasurable. And my day is ruined.
That is peak. That's peak.
Okay, I'll respawn. I'll respawn.
That's peak.
Damn, that was nerdy, Leon. But anyways, let's pass now on to something as ruthless, ruthless, very nice. Wow. Okay.
Please note that rorow does not stand fully accountable for every single word spoken from Leon in the tape that follows.
Okay, so now we're going to the any of the other common offenses of dispatching, which is similar to standing in the wrong position when dispatching, but instead is beyond the horizon. Well,
You can't really be aware it even exists inside.
What do you mean by that?
Nice.